Hey, ShiningPolaris. Again, long time no see. I am going to take a break. I do my articles and I'm going to do some YouTube videos since Double or Nothing's happening next week. I'm super excited. So I felt like this episode was almost kind of like a take home. Maybe that's on purpose because next week on Dynamite it is going to be on Friday instead of Wednesday. And fun fact, that will be the first Dynamite I will ever attend because all the times I've been to an AEW show, it's only been pay-per-views. So I'm very excited about that as well. So I'm going to try, like I always say in every video, I want to try to keep this short. So maybe I'll, we'll just see. We'll just see how it goes, right? All right, so first opening match was Christian Cage versus Matt Seidel. And obviously, you know that Seidel, he loses a lot, but he's such a talented wrestler, so you know that this match was going to be really good. Most importantly is what happened afterwards. So we're going to go all the way to the end. So Christian Cage finally beat Seidel, and you had Taz on commentary, and Taz just started screaming at, Cage because he hates him so much. Then who comes in is Ricky Starks, and that was awesome because he's been out for a little bit because of the injury that he had when he faced Adam Page. So when Ricky Starks came out, which he looked really good by the way, he just kind of distracted Seidel and Cage for a second because then the rest of Team Taz came from behind them and started to attack Cage and Seidel. And you have, little boy Hook there doing his thing. I can't wait to see Hook in his first match because he's going to be a goat. So as Team Taz was attacking both those guys, who came in for the save was Adam Page. So he started to beat it up on Brian Cage, and you think that he was just going to beat up Cage really quickly, but actually, he tried to hit him with the buckshot lariat, and Cage, he was able to counter that. So it was a really good little preview of the pay-per-view match we had there. So after that, actually, I know the main thing was to focus on Brian Cage and Adam Page, but then I also just realized that Dark Order never came out either to either watch or support Adam Page. So I thought that was interesting. But anywho, that's going to be a good match on at Double or Nothing. All right, then next there was a little Varsity Blondes promo from Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. Very, very good promo from Jr. Of course, he mentioned Dark Side of the Ring, his father's episode, which aired a couple weeks ago. So, like I said, the promo was pretty, it's very serious and heartfelt, and I like to have Julia Hart in the background. So I'm really glad that they brought her onto their little team there because I think their high school gimmick is very cute. So the next match was Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley versus the Acclaimed. And I will say the Acclaimed, when they came out, they always do their rap. It was super funny. Max Caster, his lines are just getting more and more brutal. So obviously his main line of the night was when it was directed towards Moxley. He was saying Moxley, your wife is always trying to at me on Twitter, but really, she just wants an oral session from me. I just thought that was hilarious. So obviously after saying that line, Moxley and Kingston immediately beat on the Acclaimed. So during that match, of course, Acclaimed, being the sneaky heels they are, they tried to cheat a couple times, they try to use the chain on them and the boombox, but of course, Moxley and Kingston, they're too good for that. So at the end, you had Moxley and Kingston. They did their tag team maneuver, which was the wheelbarrow into a paradigm shift, and of course that team won. So according to the ranking system, they made their way up the ranks, so they're up there, but we'll discuss that more in later. Next we had very long, not that long. Maybe it's long to me because I'm not super invested into this feud, but it was Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky with a very, I guess, they were just screaming when they were doing their promo. Obviously, they were calling out Sting and Darby Allin. And so they were doing that, and of course they were anticipating for Sting and Darby to come out, which they did. Of course, they had their little beatdown as well, and then Dark Order came to scare Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky off, and they didn't do anything. They kind of just stood on the rampway. So I guess we'll be having that whole thing in the future. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not super invested into this. So, but as a result of their long feud together, that is actually going to be a match that was just announced at the end of Dynamite. Tag team match. Sting and Darby versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, and this will not be cinematic. This will be Sting's first live match, so that's cool because I'm going to Double or Nothing. Very excited to see that in person. The next after that, you had your Pinnacle and Inner Circle little segment, but Pinnacle came out first. It's just a really short thing. They were eating dinner, and then MJF shoots a promo, basically just saying, if Inner Circle accepts their, the Stadium Stampede thing, if they lose, they have to break up. Was, a match I was kind of looking forward to, even though I knew it was a squash. This was Hikaru Shida versus, Reba. And the reason why I like this is, of course, it's building up to the Hikaru Shida versus, Dr. Britt Baker match. And so you had Reba and Dr. Britt Baker walk out, and Reba holding the clutch she's not even using it anymore, which is hilarious. So she's just holding it in her hand, dragging it to the ring. Shida comes out, I believe, with a brand new robe, and I actually like that robe a lot because it's just more simple, more traditional looking. The one that she had previously, in my opinion, was super gaudy. The one that I made my costume inspired from, I like that one too. So either the first one, not too much second, the new one I like. So anyhow, so the match started, of course, Shida just destroyed Reba, because Reba really can't do too much. Of course, Reba and Baker tried to cheat. There was a part where Reba did grab her crutch and hit Shida, but that was not enough to make Shida pin. So afterwards, Hikaru Shida beats up Reba and wins, but then you had Dr. Britt Baker come into the ring, started kicking and beating down on Shida. Baker had the championship, laid it on the floor, and then kicked or slammed Shida's face right into the belt. It looked really brutal. And actually, I took a picture of it to post on Twitter. I got it at the right time because it looked very, very brutal. So cannot wait for that match. Shida's my girl, but it's time for Britt Baker to be the new champion. So let's see. So then after that, you had a segment I really like. That's because I'm super biased. This was Kenny Omega, Don Callis talking to Orange Cassidy. So you had Orange Cassidy with the best friends in the little first aid room. He has the ice pack on his shoulder. So this was great. You had Kenny and Don talking to Orange Cassidy, basically trying to tell him to sign this paper so he won't have to face Kenny Omega at the pay-per-view, but he will still face him at another event, just not at the pay-per-view. And then you had Orange Cassidy the whole time not saying nothing, the whole time not looking at either of them. When Don Callis gives him the paper, he just slowly shreds it apart. And then they try again to convince him, to sign it, because Kenny's like, "You're injured now from Pac, but." He's like, "You're gonna wait till I hit the one wing angel on you, and then you're basically gonna die." So he's like, "Is that what you want?" So Don Callis hands Orange Cassidy the paper again, and he was like, "Don't rip it up, just think about it." So anyway, I just really like that spot because you got two of my favorite wrestlers on the same screen together. So that was really fun. And then the next you had this is Inner Circle little segment, and they're responding to the Pinnacle. So you have the all Inner Circle there, except for Santana, who is out. I can't remember if he was out because of injury or family emergency. I'm not sure, but he's still out. But that was fine. Inner Circle, every single member basically cut a short promo about why they accept the match. Very intense, very serious promo. And then, of course, you had Chris Jericho at the end doing what he does. And it was just... every time Chris Jericho puts on like a very serious long promo, he always got the words right. So at the end, yes, Inner Circle, of course, agreed to it because they don't think they're going to lose and they're going to kill the Pinnacle. So there you go. You got the Stadium Stampede match for Double or Nothing. I have an opinion about that in a second. So we'll just go at the end there. And then the next is Jade Cargil. Every Dynamite, it seems that she's had just a really short segment. I enjoy these. You know how she's still looking. Well, she's not looking for managers. Managers want to recruit her, and so again, Mark Sterling comes in and he's like trying to convince her to join him, but he's like, no, you're not working for me, I'll be working for you, blah, blah, blah. But Jade Cargill's like, I'll think about it, but basically get out of my face and don't interrupt me again. My opinion, I personally like Mark Sterling. I think his time with MJF was great. Yes, his match with Moxley was stupid, but when he was basically MJF's mouthpiece, when MJF had the neck broken, I thought his promos were great, and it's just great to have him on TV again. Also, again, just saying, I want Impact and AEW matches more, and he's working with Cardona and Myers, so hopefully if Jade Cargill gets on the team, maybe he will bring them all in to AEW for some cross promotional matches. I don't know. That's what I think. But anyway, I did tweet about that because I was like, I don't care what anyone thinks. I want Jade Cargill and Mark Sterling to work together, and Mark Sterling retweeted that, so that's awesome. Then next match, very, very good women's match. This was for the NWA Championship, Serena Deeb versus Red Velvet. Serena Deeb has been out for a while because she was having leg surgery. If you guys know, I also watched NWA Power, so I'm caught up on that. So no doubt, this match was very good. Serena Deeb is just such a talented wrestler. On Twitter, Sean from Fightful Select, he said that Serena Deeb is like Bret Hart, and that was that is a perfect comparison. That was really good. Serena Deeb just hit these crazy submission moves onto Red Velvet, and with Red Velvet, who is already very flexible, it looked 10 times more devastating. So at the end of that match, of course, Serena Deeb's retained, but like I said, she had to hit her Serenity Lock onto Red Velvet several times, but the way, again, I took a picture of it too, but the way that she hit it, it's just her body is just so contorted. So it was a very cool match. About Serena Deeb's NWA run, again, I just want these cross-promotional matches. So, as you know, on NWA, you have Camille and Thunder Rosa going at it. So, of course, you already got Thunder Rosa on AEW as it is. I'm hoping that eventually maybe Camille will make an appearance, to call Serena Deeb out. So, that's what I hope in the future. And let's see. Oh, then you had a pretty serious little segment from SCU. You have Christopher Daniels, who look really beaten up, and then Frankie Kazarian. Christopher Daniels went on Twitter basically saying I think this is the end for him. So I'm not sure if he's just gonna semi-retire or maybe take a different role in wrestling. But Tony Schiavone asked Daniels that, and he just didn't really say anything. Kind of walked off screen, hugged Kazarian. So when Tony Schiavone asked Kazarian basically was like, I'm gonna kill everyone from the elite. I'm gonna come after you guys, and he called everyone out, right? And he, what stuck out to me was when he called out the Good Brothers and Don Callis, because usually you just say the elite and then ended there. But so after Double or Nothing, I'm going to guess this will be their next storyline where Kazarian goes and tries to murder each member. I am hoping that he will show up on Impact to kill the Good Brothers and Don Callis. Go back to TNA. So I don't know. That's what I think. Then let's see. Ogogo versus Austin Gunn. Now I am really excited for Ogogo's match versus Cody Rhodes. I just really been enjoying Ogogo ever since he appeared on AEW. Even as like a commentator on Dark. He's just looking like a monster right now, with his gun punch or whatever they call it. So I was hoping this match with Austin Gunn would be like 3 minutes long, and I think it could be because he did land that punch onto Gunn right away. But he's kind of like toying him around a little bit. So eventually, Ogogo obviously won against Gunn. So just on a side note, when Cody did his promo, I don't know how I felt about that from last week or whatever. It was just very awkward the way he worded it or whatever. But just from reading what people were saying on Twitter is that I think they're not think. Obviously, Cody is the face, Ogogo is the heel, but I have seen so many people saying, including myself, I want Ogogo to win. So I like what they're doing, that they're giving Ogogo a lot of promo time, because now he's giving like a good reason why he don't like America, and it's just, more and more people are on his side, so he better win at Double or Nothing. Then a kind of like another segment with Miro, now that he's the new TNT champion, and, he's just basically saying he's going to stay champion, he's going to kill everybody, blah, blah, blah. Lance Archer comes in, they both had a little spat there, so. And then the last is your main event, which is Young Bucks versus Varsity Blondes. And, of course, I'm wearing Young Bucks tee, so obviously I root for them. I like Varsity Blondes a lot too. They're like one of my favorite new tag teams. But I was kind of hoping that this match would be kind of a semi-squash, because of course I was waiting for the after match shenanigans. But no, it was actually a very decent match, and it showed Varsity Blondes can be like a good tag team. So you had the Young Bucks. They had to cheat a lot to try to beat Varsity Blondes. They keep trying to use that dumb cold spray that Cutler is thrown at them. And after doing all their cheating shenanigans, they put Brian Pillman Jr. into submission, and the Young Bucks won. So after the match, as they were celebrating, you had Kingston and Moxley come out, and they went and basically murdered the Young Bucks. So they put both of them into a submission, and the Young Bucks passed out. Very funny. You got Eddie Kingston stealing their Dior Jordans after they passed out. So. Then you hear the commentator saying that Moxley and Kingston are now number one contenders, and they will be facing the Young Bucks at Double or Nothing, which we already knew. So, I think they announced every match on Double or Nothing card, which is crazy. I think there are so many matches. Let me see if I can remember them all. You have the battle royal. Then you have the Stadium Stampede. You have the tag match, Sting Darby versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. You have the big tag match, Young Bucks versus Moxley and Kingston. The women's match, Hikaru Shida versus Britt Baker. Adam Page versus Brian Cage. Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. Man, there's so many. Main event, of course, Kenny Omega versus Pac and Orange Cassidy. What is that? That's 8 right there. I'm very sure I'm missing a few. That's crazy. That's a lot of matches right there. So I just run down on Dynamite. I will definitely do my prediction video for Double or Nothing next week. And as for, and I want to do that probably on Monday or Tuesday, because with Dynamite being on Friday, there's no way I can make a prediction video after that, since I will be in Florida. But I will still try to post a video, maybe like on TikTok or something, just like something very short of my reaction. But yeah, so there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this video isn't too long, and like I said, stay tuned for my prediction video for Double or Nothing. So thank you, guys. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ShiningPolaris, my new TikTok account, ShiningPolaris AEW, and thank you guys again. See ya.